The end
Yeah.
result is sometimes the least rewarding of all of it, right? Like you hit publish and then nothing happens, you
Yeah.
know? And it's like, yeah,
Yep.
because that's like the beginning of like the book's out there. Now you got to sell it. Now you got to do all this other stuff. And like if you're not here for that, then like maybe yeah, this isn't for you. So it's I don't know. It's I could lament about this forever, but
Yeah.
it's just an interesting development of like people wanting to get to the end, which is nothing new. People want to start at the end always, right? But it's like, do
Mhm.
you? I don't think you understand what the end looks like, right?
Yeah.
So it's tough. So let's do some dialogue. Do we?
Yeah. So I was thinking,
Mhm.
and I know like earlier I just panned like voiceovers and visual media, but sometimes they work, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
So I was thinking it would be cool to do like have like a little bit of a voiceover, but like keep it ambiguous whether it's the kid or it's the
Ooh,
our
yeah.
eldritch entity that's talking until the end.
I like that. I like that. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, okay. So we'll stick to like captions for this one rather than
Yeah, well, there might be like one or two lines later. But
sure.
like cuz I was thinking like the commonality between these two would be that they're like apart from other people in a way.
Hmm.
That they can't participate in like this group activity that's happening, right?
Hmm.
Like they're different, they're othered, deliberately or otherwise, but they're othered. And so I want to kind of like lean into that with the like voiceover,
I love it. Yeah, that's
the
amazing.
narration.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I love the motif. It's very like pronounced. It's good.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So one technical thing. Would you like to type this out in the chat or shall I? Um,
Oof. Um, I guess
depends
I
how
could
you
type it
think.
down.
Yeah,
Yeah,
if you
I think
feel
I because I don't always like do very well with dictation. I don't know if it's because I have ADHD, but like sometimes my brain does not form sentences linearly.
yeah, no, that's okay. I'm the same way. Like sometimes I feel like when I do my newsletter, that I use dictation for that because
Mhm.
it's written in my voice like very clearly. So
Right.
it's easy for me to just like ramble on and then I give it a very detailed edit because it's usually a lot of gibberish in there and ums and ahs. Uh,
Mhm.
but when I'm
Yeah.
thinking for like my writing, I have to I think through my fingers, which is why I always
Yeah.
offer to let people to do the chat because it depends on the type of person you are. Sometimes it's like I can't do it out loud. I need to see it and then work with it, right?
Yeah. And like the tactility of it is also like a factor too.
100%. Yes, yes. Yeah, I even have like arguably I could write at any computer, but I have the one that
Yeah.
I write at because it's like the specific keyboard feels like the one that I write at, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm like constantly justifying my like addiction to fountain pens and mechanical keyboards like that. It's like,
Yes.
but I need it. The hand feel is important.
Oh yeah, at that like scratch you get on the page with a
Yeah.
good fountain pen. Yeah, I totally get you. I totally get you.
All right. All right. Okay. There we go.
All right.
Yeah. So I'm also looking at like how much space I have.
Yeah, yeah.
No, no, no. It's okay. I'm looking at the first panel right now. I love how you drew the like just the group that's like very clearly like group in like a circle, and then like this kid's clearly not in the group.
Yeah, and it kind of it even like kind of leads your eye across the page too. So it's like you
Yeah.
see the group and then you see this kid on the side. It's yeah. Roberto knows what he's doing.
Yeah, it's great. It's great. Like I had like a phase in high school and then until like early undergrad when I got too busy, where I was like obsessed with webcomics.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and so like I like like I dabbled. I was like, what if I can do this? And then it turns out I am bad at composition and I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah, right. And that's the funny thing too. Similar to our conversation about the writers. It's
Yeah.
there's like yes, you may be able to draw really well, right? Like you can draw a still figure or like even a cover or like an action pose really well, but
It's entirely different when
it,
you have to tell a story with it.
exactly,
Yeah.
like you need to be willing to draw the boring stuff.
Yeah.
A bunch of people sitting around having a beer,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Hmm.
Not nearly as dynamic as a fight scene, but you tell so much more story like this, right? So
Yeah.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like so fun when you're like, what is teenagehood for? But for like thinking that you can do something and then trying and then realizing you can't.
100%. Absolutely. Like, be brave, right? Like, do it.
Yeah.
Jump into
I
it.
love it when teenagers are like, I'm going to do this. And
Yeah.
then they're like, "Oh, no, 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 not. But that's how you learn about yourself, right?
Yeah,
That's what that period
exactly.
of life is for.
Yeah, you always think you're going to change the world, and then the world hits you back.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's you know what though? Like, yeah, you don't get any progression if you don't do that, because sometimes, every once in a while, one of those kids are right, and then they end up doing something cool. So, you know,
Mhm.
you gotta have room for that for sure.
Yeah.
It's harder as you get older, but I feel like you have to keep doing that as you get older, even if it's in smaller doses and a little more reasonable. But
Yeah.
yeah, you definitely have to
You
take some
you're
swings.
I mean your stakes kind of get higher when you're older also, right? Like
Yeah,
not just in terms of like your ego, but also in terms of like time investment and like money and like
and
all
like
of that
housing.
stuff, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, and like housing and so it's kind of like you don't have to worry about paying the bills when you're like 12. I mean most people hopefully.
yeah.
Um but you kind of do when you're 36.
Yeah, right? Like it's a little different
Yeah.
when the mortgage is due at the end of the month.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah. But like I said, yeah, it's still you can do it. You just do it in smaller doses, right? Roberto's like speed drawing while we're one-handed too.
Yeah, that's impressive. That's impressive. I have a toddler. I can't do anything when she's on me.
That's what happens when the art pays the bills, you find a way. Not that it's paying the bills today, but I hear the typing. Something
Yeah.
exciting's coming. Is there a lot of rewriting going on?
Yeah.
Okay. Like I'm so curious. I don't want to get in your ear too much. I'm looking at it like
Yeah.
it'll fit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Same energy as like going to IKEA and being like, will this fit in our living room? It'll fit.
yeah. It'll, you kind of like use your arm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like two forearms wide. That's what it'll fit.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I get that. Oh man. But yeah, okay. So while he letters, um, I was creeping on your website. Um, I see you're in a bundle recently, the Canadian Science Fiction and Fantasy bundle.
Yeah. So that ended already.
That ended, yeah.
But I am,
And by the time this airs, it'll be like
yeah, it'll be
ancient
way over.
history.
Yeah.
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 Um,
Um, yeah, so that was so currently right now there's a lot of so this is like recent to I think this year actually. A lot of indie writers have been experimenting with Twitch and like or not Twitch, sorry, Itch and
mhm,
putting their books on Itch. And one of the functions of Itch is the ability to create bundles. And so there have been quite a few of them so far. But it's still quite early. So we're still kind of
sure.
like trying out and playing around with it. So this was the first one that I created
Hmm.
and launched. Just to kind of like
Test the
try it
waters
out
of
and
it.
like kind of understand like the mechanics of like setting it up and stuff like that. And it turned out decent, I think. Uh,
Nice.
so that's been like very fun and very interesting. And it's also like kind of like a sense of community and like solidarity where like everyone's kind of like on Discord being like, I'm setting up a bundle for XYZ. Who wants to join? And like stuff like that. And it's that's been quite fun. And uh there's a bit of barrier to entry for setting up on Itch because it's not designed to be a book selling platform specifically.
Yeah, I was familiar
So
with it for games, but not
yeah,
for yeah. Okay.
yeah. So there's a bit of a barrier to entry. So like I was fortunate enough to already be familiar with Itch because I also had a phase where I played a lot of indie games.
Nice. Yeah.
So yeah. So like it was quite easy for me, but like I know a lot of people had a lot of problems with it. But Claudie Arsenault, who is also a Canadian author, wrote a really good guide to introductory guide on how to set up on Itch for authors, how bundles work, et cetera, et cetera.
Nice.
That was super helpful. So you can Google if you're interested.
You're giving away the secrets. Yeah, no, that's
All the trade secrets.
yeah, no, that's really cool. Yeah, because I was looking at I noticed that Eric is in there. I know Eric from the conference as well.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, it's just a really cool idea of like getting it's just I always again very rare we have Canadians on here, so I'm always happy to see Canadians supporting Canadians because we don't do that nearly as often as we should. So it
Yeah.
caught my eye. But yeah, it's a cool thing. And yeah, and I saw you were putting it together, so I had to ask, like, how did that come about? But yeah, so it sounds like it's another possible outlet, right? A very
Yeah.
unusual one, but a possible.
It is, right? But it's sort of like, well, it works for indie video games, it works for indie TTRPGs,
Hmm.
so might as well give it a try. And then sort of like everyone kind of went on it, and in around the same like 1 or 2 month span, I would say a lot of people joined at once, and so that also helped it to pick up in popularity.
Nice. Yeah, and it was a great deal. It's no longer available, but who knows? Maybe by the time this airs mid-September, you'll have another one. But no promises. But But yeah, it's a really cool idea. I was really into what was there. I'm upset I missed it, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Your stuff's very easy to get anyway. It's everywhere, which is
Yeah.
cool to see. So I'm definitely gonna do that because it's right up my alley. I just, yeah, I find no matter how much you promote, no matter how much you push things, it's still sometimes I talk to people. They're like, "Is your Kickstarter thing going?" It's like it ended 2 months ago.
Yeah.
It's just like
Yeah.
sometimes it just doesn't cut through. So it looks like you're doing it the right way that it's like it's forever available. It's just how do you come across it is the question. Um yeah, you got like a good site set up with all your books available through all the different channels. Like you're in a good spot, I think.
Yeah.
To make
Yeah.
sure people can find your stuff.
One of the benefits of like modern technology and like print on demand technology specifically is that even for physical books, you can just leave them available
Hmm.
forever. There's no like you don't need to do like runs of things,
Yeah,
which is great. Obviously that's not possible for a lot of other mediums.
like
Um,
comics.
I,
Yeah.
yeah, like I know like color printing is a lot more expensive for print on demand, so it doesn't work.
Hmm.
And also like similarly like TTRPGs because a lot of the source books tend to be in color. Obviously, board games and anything that's a physical product will have that problem.
Hmm.
But for books specifically, like we're fortunate enough that this technology does exist. So obviously, with digital, you can get it whenever. But we have the technology that we can extend that to print books as well, which is fantastic.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. It's like it's the whole conversation we were having about like once you've written it, that's just the first step. And
Yeah,
although it's like set it and forget it, like you have your book and it's there, it's still an ongoing thing of like you've written the book and it's like, but if you want to sell the first book, you have to write the second one. It doesn't have to be in a
yeah,
series, but you always got to have something. And then, but the
yeah,
good point of it is now that you've written the first thing, like every time you sell the next thing, you'll probably sell another one of that first thing, right? At
yeah,
least that's how I found it. Even if they're not in a series, like with the first three comics I had done, they were all one shots, meaning they were like self-contained stories. And yet every time I run a campaign on Kickstarter, like those sell again, right? Or every time I do a show, I'm selling my first comic every time. And it's
yeah.
that. It's like it may not sell that first time, but you have to keep being out there, right? To make that first one kind of sell again, right?
Yeah. I mean, obviously this effect is stronger for series, right?
Of
Like,
course, yes. Because then it's like you almost
yeah,
need the first one to read the
yeah, you
second one,
need the
right?
first one to read the second one. And
Yeah.
like, one strategy a lot of people do is to have the first book permanently free, and then that leads into sales for like book two, book three, before. Um, but even for standalones, yeah, because like a lot of times, and like even I even do this, right? Like you read a book that you really like, and you're like, oh, I wonder if this author's written anything else, and then you get those books.
Yeah.
So yeah, so it's like the bigger your, I guess, backlog is, the more effective, I guess, any sort of marketing you do would be.
Yeah, exactly, right? Like it's the best marketing is to come out with the next thing, right?
Yeah.
Like that's That's
Yeah.
always the way to do it, is to have
Yeah.
something new. And it's kind of, again, it's like we said, like, uh, if that's not what you want, like if you want to just write something to have it out there and have it be done, then you don't necessarily want to be like a writer. You just want to have written something, which is,
Yeah.
again, that's fair. Like that's totally cool. But if you're looking to like make a career of sorts of this, even if it's not your primary career, right? Like if you just want to do this regularly, it means that you're always working on something, right? You
Yeah.
always have something new coming. So it's yeah. And if that's a scary thought to you, then again, yeah, maybe reevaluate if this is what you want, right?
Yeah.
Um, it's yeah, it's again, I think it's a whole thing of like there the expectation versus the reality of like I'm gonna write something, everyone's gonna love me, they're gonna make a movie of it. Right? The
Yeah.
reality of it is like the first one that your friends and family might buy, the second one that your friends and family won't buy, but hopefully you've
Yeah.
made some fans. Your
Yeah.
family won't buy, but hopefully the shocking thing for always, whenever people do their second anything is always that the friends and family are always shocked.
They don't. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're like, but
It's
I
which
already
is
supported you.
understandable, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like you first of all, you shouldn't like have to rely on your friends and family for your whole thing. That's not their job. Like their job is to support you and love you. And part of that is giving you encouragement for your first thing. But like part of that is giving you it's sort of like if when you get like your first job out, they buy you a gift, maybe they take you out
I already supported you. Yeah.
to dinner or whatever. And then like your second job, they're just like, okay, good job, honey. Yeah. Huh? Yeah. Okay, good job, honey.
Whatever you're
Hmm.
doing. And that was the celebration. Not that you've done the thing. So yeah, it's the same with a book. And it gets like, it's a weird thing that it's like, it's harder and easier each time, right? Like
Yeah.
you have to find more and more strangers with each book. Same with a book. And it gets like, if you've done it, it's somehow a little bit easier to do that too. And you have this like, you have a bit more and expand a bit more. And it gets
Yeah.
it's just a weird thing. It gets like progressively harder and easier simultaneously.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. And like at a certain point, like the hope, the dream is that like at a certain point, word of mouth takes over
Hmm.
and you can do less of that yourself. But that is a very far away point. So,
Yes, and the weird thing is like, so I've had that with books. Like I had one comic. It was I don't have it with me. It's a I had one comic on Kickstarter that like did gangbusters. It's my like naked lady comic. Uh, she's like, there we go. I have this naked kaiju woman. So she's like a giant naked lady.
mhm.
Anyways, so obviously it did really well. It did very, very well, like autopilot. Like people were finding it. It was on the front page of Kickstarter for days at a time. So I was doing nothing, like zero
Yeah.
promotion, and it was finding people. And I'm like, I made it. Like I did it. Five figures on Kickstarter. This is what I want, what I dreamed of, and now I'm there. Like it's gonna happen every time. And then like
It's not.
yeah, the next one was
Yeah.
right back to normal. Like it wasn't bad, but it was just kind of like back to my like baseline,
Mhm.
right? It's like,
Yeah.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
So like even when you hit those heights, it's not a guarantee that you're gonna maintain them, right?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
it's unfortunate, but that's the truth. It's like it's always a grind. Even when it's easy, it's hard. It kind
Yeah.
of sucks.
Yeah. Although with the naked kaiju, once again, the monster fucking demographic has been touched upon.
Yes. Yeah, exactly, right? It hit that note.
Mhm.
I knew what I was doing. Uh, but yeah, it's like, and just success in one isn't success in the other, right? Like I did that and I followed it up with like a wrestling comic, and that's obviously not the same market. Like there's the
Yeah.
wrestling.
It's definitely harder if your books are substantially different from one another.
Yes.
Um, which, may be like a difficulty that you opt into because that's what the stories that you want to tell, right? Like that's just what it is. Some people love telling very similar stories over and over again, and some people don't. Um, but it does make it harder
Hmm.
because less of the people who like book A will like book B and so on.
Yep, 100%. Like there's a little bit more license in comics, but like a little, like very little more
Yeah.
license to genre hop,
Hmm.
where I find with like the prose side, like zero. There's zero
Yeah.
tolerance for that. Like
Yeah.
I
And
came
like,
to
so
you
like
because
I
you're a
have,
sci-fi author,
well,
right?
yeah. Yeah. So I have like one thing that's like sci-fi
Hmm.
instead of fantasy. And like I wrote this entirely for myself.
Yeah.
Right? Like I knew going in that like most of the people who, and there's a good overlap between fantasy and sci-fi, but even with that overlap, like most of the people who, if they're like, I really like your previous books or whatever, they're going to look at this and they're going to be like, I'm not really into sci-fi, so I'm not going to read this or whatever, which is fine because
Yeah.
sometimes you have to write something for yourself, right? And also this is like very small, so it didn't actually take that much time. But um so like it's sort of like everything is a cost benefit analysis in a way. You just kind of have to make that decision, like knowing you go in knowing what the like cons are going to be.
Hmm.
Do you still make that decision? And if yes, then like go ahead and write that like weird different genre book or like experimental thing or whatever, right?
Hmm.
Um, but I think just it's good to set expectations for yourself early.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly, right? And it's one of those things, it's like that's true and yet you
Yeah.
still have the
And
hope
yet
that
you're still
people.
sad about it.
Yeah, right? You still hope that it's
Yeah.
like, but I thought I would be the exception. Uh,
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like no, there's a reason why they tell you, you pick a genre
Yeah.
and stick to it and all that. And it's unfortunate, but it's just the way it works.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily a bad thing, but it's setting your expectations right, you know? Um, but yeah, it's I don't know. It's all fun at the end of the day. That's the whole point. Like if you don't enjoy it, like if you're sticking to a genre because that's what you're told, because you ran your what's the one, Kindlepreneur or whatever, and it told you
Yeah.
these keywords are hot right now and you're writing it because of that. It's not like it's gonna show in the work, I think, right?
Yeah. And like some people are very good at writing to market and um do very well for themselves writing to market, which
Hmm.
is like good for them. But
Yeah.
like it's like the reason that you're writing and like the reason that they're writing it's is different, right? So
Yeah.
like some people are just like very good at that. They can like churn out like for example like very tropey genre fiction very
Hmm.
quickly and they can do it in a way that's like still at an acceptable quality and so that because of that um it's a good like revenue source for them, right? Like a secondary revenue source for them.
Yeah,
And some people like enjoy doing that, right? They also like enjoy the challenge of like trying to, based on these marketable traits, craft a story with it, right?
for sure.
It's not necessarily mercenary.
Yeah.
But like I think for most writers though, like we write because like there's like an itch to tell this specific story, right? And so it doesn't work. You have to go at it from the other way. Here's the product. How do I market this product?
Yeah, exactly. I always bring up my brother, the accountant brother of mine, who I love dearly, but he supports like all my work and everything. He's very into like I talk to him about every TV show and all that stuff. Like but he does not have that itch to
Yeah.
to create, right? Like he enjoys everything the same way. Like he's very analytical and can really like watch a piece of media and tell you what works and what doesn't about it, but he has no desire to do it himself. And it's
Yeah.
like I'm almost jealous of that. Eh, it's like you can enjoy things on the same level I can because he just has a mind for it, but he just has
Hmm.
zero interest in like
Yeah.
slogging through like writing or drawing or any of that. Like he's just like that's for other people for to do for my enjoyment, right?
Yeah.
And it's like,
Yeah.
man, I am jealous of that mindset. Like I just can't.
Yeah.
For me, it's like I feel like I have to, otherwise I'm miserable. Like even if nobody's ever gonna see it, like even if it's just a journal entry, I have to. Like, it has to be done, or I can't sleep. Right?
Yeah. It seems so peaceful to just
Yeah.
be like, just enjoy things and then like not have to be like, but what if XYZ?
Yeah, right. And not break it
Yeah.
down and analyze it, and just like
Yeah.
it is what it is, and I enjoyed it for these
You
reasons,
see.
and then I moved on with my life.
Yeah.
And I went for
Yeah.
a walk peacefully without all the thoughts going
I'm
through my head.
Yeah, I'm very lucky in that my partner is someone who doesn't mind when I talk during movies. Because
Oh,
sometimes I'm like, either like it's bad, and then I'm like, this is bad. They should have done XYZ instead, and it would have been better. Or I'm like, this is so good because blah, 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 blah. And I want to be able to do that. Like, I just like constantly talking about stuff like that.
Oh
And
my
then
God.
he's like okay with it, which is a very rare trait. And I'm very fortunate.
Yes, it sounds like you're very fortunate. I don't think I could do it. We're very quick to, so my wife and I always talk during the shows, but and movies and that, but we always hit the pause button. So like,
Yeah.
an hour long television show takes 2.5 hours because it's like,
Yeah.
hold on,
Yeah.
we have to talk about what just happened in the scene, and then we go on a tangent, and then it's like, okay, where were we? And yeah, so like we couldn't have them going at the same time because we just wouldn't watch
Yeah.
anything. We end up getting too deep into the conversation. But yes, I think you're very lucky in that it's it's a
Yeah.
rare
I, like
trait.
so many people will be so pissed off. And like sometimes I do pause too. Like I'm just
Sure.
like, no, no, no. This is going to be an extended rant.
Yeah, you have to really pay
Yeah.
attention to what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah. But
Uh,
he's never the one hitting pause. I'm shooting.
you're it's a one-sided thing, eh? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That's
So
fair.
yeah. But like it's like but it's
Well, then
great
it sounds yeah. Oh no, I get to
because
like pause it, pause it, pause it. Yeah.
but it's great because he's like he isn't very talkative. So he's like, no, this is great because you can supply the whole conversation. I don't have to think about what I'm gonna say.
Nice. Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Uh, are you like me where you don't do well with silences?
I do okay with silence. Um, but I just when I start talking, I start talking.
Okay. Yeah. 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 That's fair. I'm I'm a little bit of both. I can, well, not a little bit. I can't do silences. I try. If I'm on my own, I'm good. I can be a loner, but if I'm in a room with people and there's like the briefest of silence, I immediately have to start filling it with gibberish. I will ramble for as long as is required to avoid any kind of silence. Which is why Roberto and I got together because he's like, while I draw, you can talk, and it's like I can certainly talk anyone's ear off. So to wrap up, okay, right on. Yeah, yeah, we got lots of time in this one.
Yeah.
But yeah, yeah, that's pretty funny. It's good you found someone that's compatible with that though. It's
Yeah.
good you found someone that's
Yeah.
it's
I mean,
it's
in
good
the
you found
end,
someone that's
finding a suitable life
because that's
partner is
I don't I don't
an
know that that's
accumulation of all the little things in addition to the big things, right? You can't only look at like, are our goals aligned for life? That kind of, oh, accumulation of all the little things in addition to the big things, right? Our goals have the same the big things, right? Like the little things are just as important. You can't.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's true. It's yeah, yeah. I believe that. It's funny because like you need like that balance too, right? Like where it's like you have that stable, like you have the rock with you, and then but you still need to be your own person. And I think that's where some people get into some trouble, right? Where it's like we need to be the same person at all. We have to have the same interests, and we have to. It's like no, like there's no variety there. Like you have to be your own person. That's what makes it so interesting and special. Is that you're two
Yeah.
different people that found a connection, right? If you're just the same person, that's gonna get stale, right?
Yeah.
Unless you
It's like,
really
what's,
like yourself, and then you just want another
yeah.
one of you.
It's like the puzzle piece, like the jigsaw puzzle analogy, right? Like you want two puzzle pieces that click together. You don't want the same piece because they don't click together.
Yeah, exactly, right? So it doesn't have to be opposites, but it definitely has to be different, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's tough for people to find for sure, but you're lucky if you did, like in general. Yeah, it's nice. I don't know. I've been I've been with my wife for what 22 years now, so it's been weird. Every time
Yeah.
I look back, it's like, man, that's so long.
Yeah.
It's bananas, but yeah, like sometimes it's just it's like you said, it's like the little stuff doesn't get in the way, so it's like it's easy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good though. But yeah, I understand why some people struggle. It's like you almost have to let go of some of yourself, you know?
You do. Yeah. And like, like there's always going to be compromise, right? Like there's always going to be conflict and points of contention. That's just inevitable. You live with someone, there's going to be friction. And so a lot of it is also like how you manage that, and also like, are the compromises that you're making okay for you to make,
Yes.
right? Like you don't want to, like, you need to compromise, you need to step back, but you don't want to give up the things that are really important to you either. So it's,
100%.
yeah, it's a finding a balance.
Yeah, right? Like I imagine with so to bring it back to the writing, I imagine
Mhm.
you're like relatively supported when it comes to all the books and all the writing that you're doing, right? Like you're not hiding it and doing it on in
Yeah.
between.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's your secret life. Um, although I was accused of that early on, but that was more of a my problem. That first comic the first Kickstarter I did as like a unveiling of like, by the way, I'm doing comics now. Um, which my wife was very shocked by. But it was more, it wasn't so much that I didn't think she'd support me. It was like I didn't want the pressure of like
Yeah.
any of it. So I just did it quietly until I was ready and say, look what I did. And now it's like fully, now she like tables with me places and all that. She's like fully on board. But that first one I did totally in secret. It was my secret life. But, but yeah, more about me than anything else. Um, but yeah, it's good. You need that support because otherwise it gets
Yeah. Yeah,
you
for
can't do it
sure.
all in secret all the time.
Yeah.
I did it
Like
once. It was hard.
emotionally, yeah, emotionally, you need to know that like other people are there for you and they support your dreams and stuff like that. But also like logistically, right?
Yes.
Like I said, I have a toddler.
Hmm.
That's a logistical nightmare trying to do anything with a toddler,
Yeah.
right? And so like it was like really, because like my partner understands that like this is important to me, right? Like
Hmm.
the itch. If I don't do it, I get depression, clinical depression. That's not an exaggeration.
Oh, jeez.
But when I was pregnant and then we were like having this conversation, like it was a priority for both of us really to like still have time for the things that keep us mentally and physically healthy,
Hmm.
right? So the things that keep us sane, basically. And so for me, that was writing. For him, it's being able to still go to the gym 3 times a week. And so we like had to do a lot of work to get to a point where that was possible for both of us. Especially like early on during like obviously the newborn phase, like the first month or so doesn't count. That's just out the
Yes.
window. You're just trying to
It's
get
a
enough
write
sleep.
off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're just trying to survive at that point. But then like once we started like settling into a routine, once she was like 4 months ish old, I would say, once we started settling into a routine, that became like a very important conversation that we had to have it regularly, right?
Hmm.
As things change, as like babies grow so fast, right? Like as her nap schedule changes, as her needs change, you need to be able to revisit that, reevaluate that. You need to check in also. Like sometimes you're like, I think I can do X, and then you're like, I can't do X, right? So like a lot of that is just comes down to just having really good communication. And part of that is like trusting your partner to trusting them to understand that this is important to you and like not having to justify yourself.
Hmm.
And also trusting them to communicate to you what's important to them also.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Right. Like it's the communication, which I think is the theme of the episode.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's that. It's like if you have to hide something that, like you said, it's like an itch that you can't like you have to scratch. If you can't do that, then you're like hiding a big part of yourself.
Yeah,
That's not
exactly.
healthy. So,
Yeah.
it's bananas. But yeah, it's good when you find the people that are there for you in that way. But yeah, there's no good segue from that. But we got a beautiful page here. It turned out really cool.
Yeah, I
I
love it. I love the like the shading on the one where like the thing is reaching out to the boy. I love the like cross hatching around and then like that goes into the black.
Yeah, it's a really cool like even the like progression down into it that
Mhm.
it becomes more and more like darkness and that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it turned out really cool. I like it. But yeah, yeah, this is a good one. Again, it's like I feel like every time we do a page on this show, it turns out so different from the last one. Like you always think like Roberto's the artist on every single one. and then I'm always chiming in, and yet, like, just having a different writer or artist or anybody on the show, we come out with such different takes. It's always fun to see because it's like, yeah, it's just even though there's been themes in some of them too, but yet,
Mhm.
like, it always just turns out so different from one to the next. So, yeah,
Yeah.
very happy for your contribution because it turned out really cool. Um,
Yes.
so
I
look,
love the idea of this podcast that you two have too. It's like such a great concept.
oh, thank you. Yeah,
Thank you. Yeah.
it came out of like what was it? We were at TCAF talking about it, and it was just a matter of like Roberto does his live streams, but he can't multitask and like talk too much while he's drawing. So, I can only talk. So we figured, hey, you know, peanut.
Compliments. See, compliments
Yes.
for
That's it.
skill. Yeah.
Peanut butter and chocolate. We'll get the podcast together, and yeah, it seems to work out pretty good. And it again, it's just a lot of fun, just to like we're making some art together, like.
Yes.
So yeah, but yeah, thank you for your contribution. Of course, it turned out really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it.
And thank you for your time. My goodness, you stuck around so long, and I appreciate that.
I wasn't gonna do anything useful to.
Well, now you got a cool page to show people out of it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, okay. With that, let's get you going. I'm gonna give you the floor. Anything you gotta sell, anything you gotta get people to, let them know.
Yeah, sure. So, as we're recording this today, this just came out that my book, The Whisperer in White, is as a semifinalist for the Book Bloggers Novel of the Year award.
Wow.
When this comes out, I don't know if they'll be on to the next phase of the award or not, but if you want to read that, this
Wait.
yeah. So this is my book, The Whisperer in White. It's a older young adult, I would say, would be the target audience. And so it's a fantasy book about saving the universe, basically. And so yeah, so this is as of this recording, a semifinalist for the Book Bloggers Novel of the Year award.
Nice.
And
Congratulations.
you can, thank you.
Yeah,
And
congrats.
you can check out like the blurb and also all of my other books on my website at yrliu.com.
Amazing. Yeah,
Perfect.
I'm not blowing smoke. I'm definitely gonna pick it up because I read the description while we were waiting, and yeah, it looks awesome. So I want to read it. So you got at least one sale out of tonight. All right, with that, Roberto, let them know who you are, what you up to.
Okay, my name is Roberto Villacaba. I'm an artist, and you can find me at robertovillacaba.illustration.com.
Excellent. And
Nice and easy.
nice and easy. I love it. I'm gonna try to do the same. PestoComics.com at Pesto Comics on Blue Sky, Threads, Twitter, and Instagram. That's it. PestoComics.com. Nice and short. Cool. All right. With that, I want to thank everyone for watching. This was a lot of fun. We'll see. I don't know if it's going to be 2 episodes or 3 episodes. We'll see. But I appreciate you sticking around for however many episodes we did this for. YR, I appreciate you for sticking around for the whole conversation. It was great. We covered so many cool topics. So yeah, you're. I'm very interested in everything you're doing. Excited to read the book. I got to get my hands on it now. You sold me on it, and yeah, thank you so much for being here. It was a great conversation.
Yeah, no problem. It was really fun. Thanks for having me.
Excellent. Yeah, I'm glad you had
Thank
fun.
you for coming.
Yeah, right on.
Yes.
And yeah, thank you all for watching. I hope you had fun. We'll talk to you next week with someone new. Thanks, everyone. Have a good one.